Oh, what are we here? It's another new Sony lens. They're really pumping them out, aren't they? This is a 70-200 GOSS2. Basically what Sony is doing is that they're just creating sequels for all of their lenses. They're going through their whole range and just updating it, tweaking it a little bit. So what have they tweaked with this? Well, anyway, this is the second version of the 70-200 f4. f4 is usually the more compact one, but they've made this more compact. Let me take off the hood just to show you. And the lens cap, let me take that off as well, just to emphasize the compact. No, look at that, there's a 70-200. Okay, that's kind of insane, isn't it? So in terms of length, 15% less. 794 grams, which is a bit less than the 840 grams of the previous version. So 149 millimeters, previously 175, which is great. The width of the lens is a bit wider, it's 82 versus 80, the previous one. But that filter size there's 72 millimeters. That's quite amazing, isn't it? 70-200. How did they do that? Oh.
It looks like something. Oh.
Oh. Oh. Oh. Okay. So what? The 15% shorter is actually on the widest end. It doesn't apply to the longest end.
Do you?
Yeah, I mean, if you look at other 70-200 f4s, quite often it's all internal, isn't it? Like you've got the Panasonic. You probably don't have it with you. The Panasonic 70-200 f4.
Yeah.
It's like that. It's like Aliens. That thing that comes out of the mouth.
Well, it's good and bad. I mean, at least it's smaller when you put it away.
Yeah, well, it fits in this billing bag. I've forgotten what they call it. It's not the Hadley, it's the other one. The less popular one, the Zip.
Eventer.
That's it. Well done. It fits in there.
That's, yeah, quite amazing.
Well, it's a 70-200. I mean, if you have it like that, no chance.
You have to take it off.
Yeah. I mean, it's a bit fatter than I would imagine a 70-200 f4 would be.
Depends on, do you go for length or girth?
Yes, Locke. What do you prefer?
Still, it's good to know that at its smallest, it can fit in my mini Eventer bag.
If it fits in the bag, that's fine. If it's bursting my bag, no. But they've got a lot of things on the side of the lens.
5 switches.
Yeah. AF, MF, full-time DMF, the focus limiter. We should be on that boat, Locke. We should be doing that. It sounds like they've got a baby and a dog on that boat.
Why is it not focusing?
It's Panasonic, that's why.
Shit.
You should be using.
Okay.
You should be using Sony. So they've improved it. It should be sharper, better edge to edge than the previous one. They've not just made it smaller and more compact. They've improved it optically. Oh yeah, I forgot about the other switches.
Mode 1, 2, 3.
Mode 1, 2, 3.
OSS. What happened to my Panasonic today? Okay,
It's like Volkswagen. They had when they do the tests for diesels, it would look all clean and nice. Same with that.
Yeah, I've been saying the same thing for Panasonic. Like after you use it for a couple of months, it starts to.
It's got a timer. Click. Cheeky bird action. I do like this viewfinder on the A7R5. You know, I know it's not about the A7R5, but you can all sorts of tilt and flips. He's wearing a shirt to try and look like foliage. He's buggering off. I'm getting pretty close to these birds. That's because the closest focusing distance is even closer. It's written on the lens. 42 centimeters. That's at the widest end. And the longest end, it's, oh no, hang on, 26 centimetres, and the widest, and towards 42 centimetres at the longest.
So how close is it?
Really close, Locke. It's really close. Have bird detection on, shouldn't I? What am I doing? Come on, you tit.
Looks working. It's not going away.
Why is it not? That's not picking up on face, eye, bird detection thing. Okay, it's on human. I've got to put. Okay, why is there broccoli in there? Somebody's trying to feed some broccoli to the pigeons instead. Healthy option. Go get a broccoli. That's much better for your innards than a bit of toast, isn't it? Far healthier than a bit of brioche. There we are. Oh yes, bird action. I feel like Tony Northrup now. The bird eye is going to be in focus. Let's see what that's like. I'm on at 200 at the minute. And let's see how close I can get. I feel like I'm in that game Metal Gear Solid. That's ridiculously close. What's that? Look at that. Oh, detail. Oh my God. It's like a Indominus Rex. Yes, I know all the dinosaur names, thanks to my children. And Indominus Rex is not real. But look at that, that's crazy detail. Well, as you asking just now, how close is that? How close is 26 inches? I don't have a ruler, but I can show you. Okay, that's not in focus, that's not in focus. Yep.
That closest focusing is quite incredible for 70 to 200. In a way, you get many lenses in one. Not just with all the different focal lengths, but all different macro focal lengths too. But it's also very impressive how sharp this thing is, even close up. The out of focus element, the bokeh does look very smooth. It's quite gorgeous. There's none of that hard edge bokeh balls, those little highlights, bits of light reflections and high contrast bits that can often end up looking a bit confusing or rough, just look fantastically soft.
That's insane because the previous version is only about 1 metre at the widest end. I think it's 1.2 metres. And Canon's one goes to 0.6 meters, I think. So this is insane. That's why they put macro on it. Half times macro, 0.5 times, all throughout the range. Oh, it's brilliant. That is probably more interesting, I think, than is more portable. That's handy, yeah, but it still extends quite a bit.
The focus is apparently faster too, even if I'm not quick enough to get the decisive bird moment.
Oh. Go away then. They've improved it. Apparently they've got 4, what do you call it, the focusing motors.
Linear...
XD, is it XD linear? What linear?
Extra,
X super duper linear. We've got 4 of those, one for each.
Oh, 4 of those?
Yeah, one for each focusing group.
Oh.
And it's got a floating element, floating focusing element thing. That's how they make it macrofied. It's floating. Well, no, they've got one aspherical, they've got one AA. Is that an awesome aspherical? But that's like a really good aspherical. Then they've got, is it 3ED?
3D?
3ED. 3ED. And then one one ED, extreme low dispersion. It should be ELD, right? ED. But anyway, we've got one ED, 3, whatever. Let's just put it on the screen, all right? And they've got the floating, and they've got the floating focusing mechanism. But also, as I said, anyway, going back to the focusing, is 4 XD linear motors, which makes it super fast, 20% faster than before. But also now it supports the 30 FPS blackout-free burst with the Sony A1. So it's only right that they've given me an A7R5 to test this with. But also, the focusing while zooming, the focus tracking while zooming as well.
I've always liked 70 to 200 f4 lenses because of the typically smaller size and lighter weight, especially on mirrorless. This has that great balance, even better at its shortest end, but I really like the speed at which it acquires focus too. There were a couple of missed shots, but it's certainly a very capable lens that produces nice crisp images with minimal aberrations.
That's the trouble with Kingston, is it's sometimes a struggle for finding interesting things to take photos of. You end up being magnetised to the phone boxes. It's been brass where somebody has been rubbing it vigorously. I've been drawn to other parts of the monkey to rub because that'd be germ city right there.
But brass naturally kill bacteria or something.
Let's rub my naked arse on there and see if it kills the bacteria.
Your arse on it, I don't care, it's germless.
This has become my de facto autofocus test. It's going to look like I have some fetish for legs or something there. A local friendly parking warden has just said there's a nice graffiti around here, the Kingston graffiti. We walked straight past and we went over there. We thought it might be that. Yeah, that's graffiti. But no, it's that. And we kind of saying, well, what would Kingston graffiti be? It would be the telephone box and the river.
And that's it, Kingston. That's Kingston for you.
Yeah. We're going to the river now. We're going to the riverside now. Low on breathing, optically. So it does work with your breathing compensation. Let's move this out of the way.
So it optically no lens breathing, focus breathing.
Low.
LO.
I think it's probably quite hard to have no lens breathing. But we should try it out anyway.
By the way, lens breathing is when you focus, it's zoom a little bit.
That's the learning bit, people. Oh yeah, another thing. Because it's macro, you can add a teleconverter 2 times. 1 times macro. Up to 400 millimeters in length.
I have to admit, I don't get particularly excited when I hear of a new version of a current lens, but I think this 70-200 f4 is a tip-top example of how evolution has helped make a decent lens into a brilliant one for the photo and video demands of alpha users. Although that comes at a price.
£1,750, which is, that's alright, isn't it?
That's about £700 more than the current one retails for. The old one might be longer and heavier, although narrower, but the new one extends quite a bit, which I'm not keen on. The price puts it slap bang in the middle of the old f4 and the f2.82, and if you don't need a macro, you should seriously consider those lenses also.
If you want to set up your own website, online store, or just your own domain, it's super easy to get started with Squarespace with a slick, easy to use interface filled with a plethora of templates to choose from, and with 24/7 customer service to help you out if you need it. You can give it a try with a 14-day free trial and 10% off your first order by using this link and discount code.